let's move on with an inspiring book. And for today, I sorted out the book Fuck Feelings. One String's Practical Advice for Managing All Life's Impossible Problems. So it's by Michael Bennett and Sarah Bennett, and it's a refreshingly candid and humorous guide to navigating life's complexities. This book breaks the mold of traditional self-help literature by offering blunt, realistic advice on dealing with issues that often seem insurmountable. The authors strip away the usual platitudes and delve into practical strategies that are both attainable and grounded in reality. Michael Bennett's psychiatric expertise combined with Sarah Bennett's sharp wit makes for an engaging read that is as entertaining as it's enlightening. They tackle a wide range of topics from relationship and career dilemmas to mental health challenges, always with a no nonsense approach. The book's irreverent tone might surprise some readers, but it quickly becomes clear that this is part of its charm and effectiveness. It empowers readers to focus on what they can control and let go of the rest, ultimately promoting a healthier, more resilient mindset. Fuck Feelings is a must read for anyone tired of the conventional self help advice books that often fall short in the face of real life problems. This book doesn't promise miracles, but offers solid, pragmatic advice that can make a genuine difference. So, about the authors, Michael is a Harvard educated psychiatrist with over 30 years of clinical experience. His pragmatic approach to therapy has earned him a reputation for being both insightful and straightforward. Dr. Bennett's work primarily focuses on helping patients manage the realities of their mental health issues without sugarcoating the difficulties they face. Sarah is a comedy writer with a knack for turning complex psychological concepts into accessible, humorous narratives. Her background in comedy writing includes work for television and print, bringing a unique voice to the book that balances her father's clinical expertise. Together, the Bennetts blend their distinct perspectives, creating a book that is both scientifically grounded and incredibly relatable. This father-daughter duo has managed to produce the work that resonates with a broad audience, from those deeply entrenched in self-help literature to skeptics looking for something new. So the idea for Fuck Feelings emerged from Michael's years of frustration with traditional self-help books that overpromise and underdeliver. He saw a need for a more honest, down-to-earth approach to life's problems. Sarah Bennett's involvement brought a fresh, comedic twist to the concept, making it accessible and enjoyable for readers. At the time of writing, both authors were dealing with their own personal and professional challenges, which lent authenticity to their practice. They wanted to create a book that acknowledged the messy, often uncontrollable nature of life and provided strategies that could realistically be applied. The decision to write this book was also influenced by the positive response to their previous work and a growing demand for more of their frank, humorous take on self-improvement. They set out to create a resource that would cut through the noise of the self-help industry and offer practical, no-nonsense advice. So the essence of the book in one sentence is focus on what you can control, accept what you can't, and stop wasting time on unachievable goals. 7 tips from the books. Accept that life is inherently unfair and unpredictable. Focus on managing your behavior rather than controlling your feelings. Set realistic goals that are within your power to achieve. Learn to let go of grudges and unrealistic expectations. Practice self-discipline and consistency in your actions. Recognize the limits of your influence over other people. And last but not least, prioritize problem solving over emotional venting. What is the summary from the author? First, life is not fair, but that's not a reason to give up on it. Second, stop trying to change how you feel and start focusing on what you can do. Third, your feelings are important, but your actions are what ultimately define you. Fourth, perfection is a myth. Strive for progress instead. Fifth, letting go of what you can't control is the first step to regaining control over your life. This book is a powerful reminder that while we may not be able to control all aspects of our lives, we can control our reactions and actions, leading to more meaningful and manageable outcomes. So I would like to read now from the book, Fuck Feelings. What's your goal? Most people read self-help books or come to see shrinks because they can't solve the problems after trying very, very hard to do it themselves. This is true whether they feel depressed, anxious, ill-treated, burdened with self-destructive behaviors, heartburn, unhappy relationship, too fat, too thin, you name it. They're come expecting advice or treatment that will reduce symptoms, ease painful feelings, strengthen self-control, or mend broken relationships. Basically, they want a cure. These expectations are stoked by the public faces of therapy, particularly those telegenic, first-name basic self-help gurus like Doctors Folger, Laura, Nick. Fuck Feelings offers a more realistic approach from a medically trained practicing psychiatrist who, over 40 years clinical career, has treated hundreds of patients with intractable mental illness, bad habits, and troubled relationships. Dr. Last Name. That was the alias used by your authors, Dr. Michael Bennett, the aforementioned Harvard-educated psychiatrist, and his daughter Sarah, a writer who spent years writing sketch comedy at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater in New York, as we develop our collaborative technique at our website, fuckfeelings.com. Observing the difference between what people expect from therapy and what they're actually likely to achieve, I, Dr. Bennett, came to believe that people use the very act of coming for help and their overbelief in a cure for their problems to deny the fact that there is much about life, others, and their own personalities that is beyond anyone's power to change. They would rather see themselves as failures or as partially developed seekers who cannot properly begin their lives until they have found an answer that has so far eluded them. Plunging to the belief that they can be cured, they want to know what they or any previous therapist did to block them from achieving their treatment goals. Unfortunately, many therapists eager to help patients realize these wishes support their false hopes. I'm not one of them. Fuck Feelings explains that, in most cases, you have not failed and do not need to try harder or wait longer for improvement to begin. Instead, you need to accept that life is hard, and your frustrated efforts are a valuable guide to identifying what you can't change. After urging you to accept whatever it is you can't change about your personality, behaviors, booze, kid, feelings, boss, country, pet, etc. The Fuck Feelings approach shows you how to become much more effective at managing life's impossible problems instead of vainly and persistently trying to change them. If you're willing to accept what you can't change, we have many positive suggestions for improving the way you manage the shit on your plate, beginning with not wasting time repeating what hasn't been working. Your issue may be the love or hate you wish you could stop, the urge to drink or drug you wished you would go away, the blues you wished you could cure, or the spouse, kid, or parent you wish you could change. By the time you seek help, however, it's usually obvious that something about your wish isn't feasible, but that hasn't stopped you from confusing that wish with a permanent, dedicated, high priority goal. You can't go forward or be helped by treatment until you accept its impossibility. Suck it up and turn your bullshit wish into a goal that can actually be achieved. Well, fuck me. Ultimately, there is no perfect way to find the professional who will be the ideal ear. Personally, I think two important qualities to look for in any clinical sense of humor. And while this might seem unbelievable given my tone in the previous pages, a tough touch of humility. If you're supposed to embrace the uncontrollable nature of life and human suffering, your doctor should be able to do the same. And some MD, PhD who acts like a master of the universe probably has too much hubris to understand that sometimes we're simply life's bitch. While I have 2 Harvard degrees, a loving family, and a job that allows me to spend my days telling patients when they're being stupid, I've also had to eat a fair number of shit sandwiches in my time. Not long after I turned 40, my father died after years of suffering from dementia that continued during my years in high school and college. For years, he had been Mason, Paul, and Randy Kruger, the wise, calm rock of our family. His dementia, together with the injury that dwarfed with my mother's musical career, transformed my parents' marriage from ideal to unpleasant. I know now there was no helping them because many people tried, including, of course, my sister and me. For many years, I searched for the right words or an illuminating insight that would allow me to alleviate the pain. Finally, as I realized there was nothing I could do, I began to appreciate what they had really achieved. So, no matter what you plan to do, who you plan to seek treatment with, or if you don't seek treatment at all, remember that there is no such thing as fair. Feelings are stupid. Life is hard. And you're going to be relatively okay, even if you won't be happy, because your goals are realistic and your efforts to reach those goals will make you proud. Then, next time life gives you a shit sandwich, slather that puppy in ketchup and enjoy. They're in every menu, even at the fine dining halls at Harvard, Dr. Bennett. So we have now just a bit of time left, which we spent on an anonymous question of Lily. My name is Lily, and I feel like my world has turned upside down. Yesterday, we found out that my husband, Max, has diagnosed with cervical cancer. Max and I have 2 little children, ages 4 and 6, who still don't know about their father's illness. We live in London, where I work as a marketing manager for a large foundation, and Max is the director of a museum. The news has left me feeling utterly lost and terrified about what the coming weeks and months will bring. I haven't been able to sleep. My mind is constantly racing with questions and fears. How do I support Max through this with falling apart myself? How do I explain this to our children in a way they can understand? I'm worried about how to keep everything together, work, home, our extended family, and friends. Seeing Max so vulnerable is heartbreaking, and I feel this overwhelming urge to be strong for him, but also feel like I'm drowning in my own emotions. I'm unsure how to balancing being a supportive wife, a caring mother, and still managing my own grief and anxiety. I need guidance on how to navigate this incredibly difficult time and ensure that my family remains as stable and supportive as possible. Can you help me? Dear Lily, first I want to extend my deepest sympathies to you and your family during this incredible challenging time. Navigating a loved one's serious illness is profoundly difficult, and it's normal to feel overwhelmed by the many emotions and uncertainties you're facing. The journey ahead will be tough, but with support and practical strategies, you can help your family through it and yourself. Here are some key points I would like you to consider. First, acknowledge your emotions. Second, communicate openly. Third, seek support. Fourth, consider professional help. Fifth, prepare to talk to your children. When the time comes to tell your children, do so in a gentle and age appropriate way. Children need honesty, but they also need reassurance. Explain that daddy is very sick, but the doctors are helping him. Be ready to answer their questions and provide lots of love and comfort. And balance work and family. It's hard to say and maybe easy to say, but talk to your employer about your situation. It's better to do this earlier than later. Many companies offer support and flexible work arrangements in times of family crisis. Managing your workload effectively will be crucial to maintaining your own well-being and being there for your family. And last but not least, take care of yourself. Your well-being for your families is stability. Ensure you are eating well, getting enough rest, finding moments of peace and relaxation amidst the chaos. Meet your friends, talk about something humorous, go and enjoy a movie, and don't feel ashamed that you're in doing this. in this time, because you need to have something to concentrate on besides this negative situation. Simply practices like short walks, meditation, and a hobby that provide even much needed relief. Set a routine, create a support system, use resources, keep a journal, and plan family time as much as possible. Make time for fun and relaxation, especially in this time with your children and Max. Remember, it's okay to ask for help and to do things one day at a time. You're not alone in this. And with the right support and strategies, you can navigate this difficult period with strength and compassion. So, and then we now come to an end for today. And that wraps our episode of We Empower, the weekly radio show dedicated to celebrating the strength, resilience, and limitless potential of women and men around the globe. So join us again next week as we continue on this empowering journey, share real stories of triumph, upliftment, and empowerment. Your presence, engagement mean the word to us, and we appreciate you taking the time to tune in. Don't hesitate to get involved by sharing your book recommendations, suggestions for inspiring individuals, and questions that are close to your heart. Your voice is valued, and together we can make a difference. Thank you for being part of our community. And until next time, keep shining and empowering others. It's not always about the negative things. Think about being playful, enjoy, and don't forget, together we rise.